Now we all know with success comes haters, and this is no different within the music industry. That have been hated on, some for stupid reasons, while some could be justifiable, and women get the worst of it sometimes. I'm going to go over many different examples, while also discussing my thoughts on such situations, and of course the situation at hand. So get your popcorn ready, it's about to be a movie. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe for more, and enjoy the show. I'm sure y'all seen the title and thumbnail by now, but sexy ed isn't the problem, and let me explain why. Sexy ed honestly just makes adult music, and it's obviously meant for people of the Gen Z audience like myself. People in like early 20s, mid 20s, maybe even older. Probably like teenage years too, I guess, but it's obviously not meant for kids. But because people don't know how to parent their own children, they end up listening to that type of music when they shouldn't have. Like y'all saw how Cardi B was when she saw her daughter in her background while she was playing WAP. She stopped that shit immediately. I'm gonna say it like this. Whether or not you like sexy vet's music or not, that doesn't change the fact that it's made for adults. And because of that, we have kids singing her music like it's a regular thing, where it shouldn't be. And honestly, as a kid, bro, I listened to a lot of explicit music. Not even gonna lie. But the thing is too, is that like I knew it was wrong, and I still didn't even know what the fuck most of the shit meant. But I feel like back then and now, it's more upfront now than it is back then. Like there was more in the window and hidden messages within the music. But now we're talking about Coochie Pink and Booty Hole Brown. And in general, the Gen Alpha generation is gonna be fucked if we let our kids listen to that type of music. In fact, it is having some sort of effect because we have teachers coming out and saying that our music is trash. Our music is leading kids to have terrible behavior. Like just look at this clip from this ballet teacher.
I'm calling out all the parents. If you're a parent and your child is in pre-K to elementary school to high school, I'm calling you out. The children today, I have never experienced, and I'm 22. Having to teach and work with you guys as children has been the most traumatic experience of my life. I teach 5-year-olds ballet. 5-year-old girls ballet. I have a class of 10 students. They don't respect any authority. You ask them, can you stand in your designated spot? They're telling you no and shut up. They're throwing things at each other. They're throwing things at other people, other classmates. What world do we live in? Like what in you guys' brain as a parent says, my kid not following any directions is a great thing. It's not that serious and y'all don't have a right to tell her what to do. It's sad. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And another thing that's heart-wrenching is horrifying. It is horrifying. Your 5-year-old daughters are asking to listen to Pound Town and Ski Yee. Your 5-year-old daughters are asking, can we hear Pound Town? I'm playing them Princess Tiana ballet music. And they are asking me, can we hear Pound? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I'm so scared for these little girls today because this is the most insane agenda push I have ever seen in my life. We do freeze dance. You guys' daughters are twerking at 5. Where's the parenting? Where's the boundaries? Where's the help? Y'all are not helping your kids. You're hurting them. You guys are hurting them. Parents are telling you, you don't tell my daughter what to do. It's not that bad. Well, at least she was in the class. At least. It's all these excuses. Y'all come in and you're more worried about what's going on your Instagram and TikTok feed versus being a parent. Be a fucking parent. You guys are horrible fucking parents. Like, I'm sorry to say it, but this generation of some of the mom, not all, but majority that I've dealt with with kids that are between the ages of 5 and 4 and 3. You guys don't parent your children at all. They have no basic comprehension skills. They can't sit still. No attention span. They're hitting people. They can't talk. They can't communicate. They don't even know how to say, like, I want to go to the bathroom. If you ask them a question, they're rude, nasty, horrible attitudes at 5. See, I literally see why the teachers are quitting and your kids are getting expelled and kicked out, because it's no way, it is literally no way that this is happening. And you guys don't see any issue with it. You guys are worried about seafood boils and dates and fucking like partying and being a hot mom. You guys are shitty moms and it needs a change. Stop listening to Sexy Red around your children. Talk to your kid, interact with them, teach them, listen to them, teach them to respect authority. Don't say you don't have to listen to anyone unless they're me.
Well, I think there is some sort of like agenda pushed, yes, but like not in a way that makes it seem like we have to act this way. It's just the way how social media works and not how we expect other people to pick up our music. Because when you look at it, bro, almost every female rapper has some sort of sexual lyric. Whether it was not even just now, but just back then too. I do think it's worse just because of how social media tends to trick your mind to thinking this thing is acceptable. And I kind of covered this on my social media's weird video, but you kind of expect to like do a certain way and like act a certain way just for the algorithm, just for clout. I could probably make a whole video about how IRL shaming is fucking up streaming now. In fact, I might so subscribe to the channel. And what the ballet teacher says, not even an exaggeration. Like, bro, just look at this video right here of kids singing Rich Baby Daddy by SZA, Sexy Red, and Drake. While do you think artists have some sort of responsibility in the music they put out, it's ultimately up to us, the audience and the parents, to show the younger generation not to follow certain beliefs. Like I saw a video from Blackie Speaks a few days ago about how Future doesn't actually do the things he does, and it leads to many people actually thinking he drinks lean even though he doesn't endorse that shit at all. And actually, Juice WRLD was one person that actually took up his habits and it ultimately led to his death. So don't be easily influenced by celebrities and influencers and other people because they don't care about you as a number type shit. Just gotta take things as a grain of salt, as just entertainment. Because I'm sure Sexy Red isn't that explicit as she is in the music, and if she is, it's obviously exaggerated for entertainment like I said before. But yeah, I feel like nowadays because of social media and the internet, you really have to make sure your kid is good. Because if you leave your kid unsupervised, especially these iPad kids, it's gonna be for bad or for worse. With that being said though, hope you enjoy, and if you do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos, and turn on post notifications. I'm imKingKenneth, and I'm out this bitch. Peace out, y'all. Bah!
Doodoo garbage. Your time has come. DDG, your name? Your new name is Doodoo Garbage. Make sure for this point forward, y'all put 2 doodoo emojis and a garbage sign next to DDG name. Your new name is Doodoo Garbage.
What's the word, YouTube? It's your boy, imKingKenneth, back with another video. And today's topic has been going on for quite a long time, but has gotten worse over the past few weeks and months. For the people that may not know, DDG is a famous black YouTuber who's known for his vlogs, who is now also a rapper, but the general public knows him as the boyfriend of Halle Bailey and also her baby daddy. Halle Bailey is a famous singer and actor whose most notable role was playing the Little Mermaid last year in the live action remake. I say this to say that these people have 2 different fan bases, and because of that, there's some sort of interpretation on what the person should be like, and now because people's interpretations aren't meat, people would end up hating on them because of that. Because people see Halle as this innocent, sweet girl with a cute and innocent face, they think that she is that person all the time, without even knowing how she actually is in real life. which is pretty much every person's relationship with celebrities, because no one knows what they actually are in real life. Like y'all watching the video right now, don't know how I am in real life either. Chloe Bailey, Halle's sister, said it herself that she is the innocent one, whereas Halle is the one that's with the shits.
Hanging out the window with my busted ass friends. I love her on the headlight.
Literally just said this nigga mafia. Next thing you know, I wake up dead.
I wanna go to carnival. I used to just grind on the guys all night. You.
And even Halle herself said that she isn't as innocent as she seems she is either. It's a simple case of don't judge a book by its cover. And people should be more inclined into hearing actual opinions of people that know celebrities in real life compared to random people that don't know shit about them. And because Halle has this innocent image, her fans see DDG as this fuckboy and this toxic person that Halle should get away from, not knowing that his online persona is just a persona. And people that know DDG say that DDG is a sweet and nice person to not only the people around him but also to his girlfriend. Obviously, I'm not saying that you should not criticize them because any public figure should be criticized. Like bro, I'm expecting mad positive and negative comments in this video, whether it's people that watch the video in its entirety or just people that watch part of the video and then just went to the comment section. So you can criticize them, but you can't exactly criticize someone's character without knowing the full picture. And I know a lot of people say that celebrities are out of touch nowadays, but when you come to think about it, regular people are also out of touch. And that also brings me up to another point. As some of you may or may not know, as I mentioned earlier in the video, Halle and DDG have a kid. And there's been a lot of speculation online as to whether or not Halle was pregnant or not, as Halle kept it a secret that she was pregnant until after the baby was delivered. And people on the Shade Room and all these blogs have been pretty much pressuring them into dropping the news. And I know the celebrities' private lives are always going to be in the public eye, but at the same time, just like any other person, they should reveal the pregnancy when they want to. And some people are different. Some people will reveal a pregnancy as soon as they find a positive pregnancy test. Some people will reveal pregnancy 3 to 6 months into the pregnancy itself. And some people just wait until the baby is delivered. And in my lifetime, I had family and friends that did all the options. And now the same people that were pressuring Halle and DDG to reveal the pregnancy are now the same people that now don't want to see them in the timeline. And if you don't like them, sure, it's fine, because not everybody's gonna like everybody. At the same time, these comments come off more as jealousy rather than actual hate and criticism. Like I said earlier, we never know what goes on behind the scene with these celebrities. For example, people were looking at Diddy and Young Miami and Diddy and Cassie as couple goals, but now look at what happened with Diddy, right?
2 days later.
It's so difficult to reflect on the obvious times in your life. Sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I'm right about button. I made no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. Disgusting. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I mean, I sought professional help. I had to go to therapy. I go to rehab. And ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. I'm committed to be a better man every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm so sorry.
Boy, if you don't.
The hate has even got to a point where DDG had to come up with a video just to address the hate and to stop doing family vlogs from now on.
It seems like everything that I do and when I display family content, it gets looked at in a negative way no matter what. And I'm just over it. I'm tired of it. I can save the world and then somebody can say, hey, why you ain't save Mars? You know what I mean? Or I can buy my mom a house and then somebody will say, why you ain't get your cousin something? You know, it's just like every time that I do something positive or I do something that should be looked at in nothing but a positive light, people make negativity out of it. People get mad that they can't see my son's face. Like, people get frustrated with anything. Like, we got a matching tattoos of our son's name and people somehow put marriage into that conversation. It has nothing to do with getting married. We have a tattoo of our son's name. Like, he's doing everything but putting a ring on it. Like, no one wants to hear that. But there's some people that's on the outside that, you know, maybe just discovered me recently or something, and they have opinions for whatever reason, and they don't make no money and have nothing going on in their life, and their mom's still in the hood. I don't care how many tweets you make, how many comments you make on Shade Room, you would never say it to my face ever in your life. You ask for a picture first and show me different if you wouldn't. you won't.
And in my opinion, they should have just ignored it and keep it pushing. But overall, you can't satisfy everybody. And if people want to criticize you, that's fine. But it has to be a justifiable reason as to why people hate you. And social media I made it to a point to where regular people would think that you may know somebody based on how they perceive someone on the screen, even though they don't actually know them at all. But yeah, that's it for the video, y'all. Hope you enjoy. And if you do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos. And I'ma catch you later. I'm King Kenneth, and I'm out this bitch. Peace out, y'all. Bah! Man, I fell down to my knees when the law came. What's up with it, YouTube? It's your boy, I'm King Kenneth, back from another video. And today, we're going to talk about a person that's been on our news recently for a very good reason. And that person is Glorilla. And for the people who may not know who Glorilla is a rapper straight out of Memphis who makes trap music and is considered to be one of the best female rappers right now. Glorilla first came on the scene in 2022 with FNF, and I swear to God, everybody and their moms was listening to that song. And while I personally didn't like the song at first, the more I listened to it, the more I started to like it. But with the momentum she gained from that song, she would end up releasing singles such as Blessed, Tomorrow 2 of Cardi B, and Not Quick, which came off of her Anyways Life's Great mixtape. And while she did have numerous successful singles, due to the rise of Sexy Red the following year, which is a conversation in of itself that someone should probably talk about. Oh wait, I did. So check out the video if you haven't already. And with more eyes on Sexy Red, the less eyes there is on Glorilla. And while she did put out some decent tracks, she also put out some garbage too. As around the end of last year, her and Fabio Foreign put out a song called Cha Cha. And when I say it's whack, it's actually whack, bro.
Hear me and hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? Stinks.
As a fan of both artists personally, you would think that they would put out a fire, trap, or drill style music. So when me and everybody else around the world listened to this song, a lot of people were so disappointed. And as the general public thought that Glorilla fell off, this definitely didn't help her case. Especially since Kai Cenat, who was a friend of Glorilla.
So like, you got or not?
No.
You lying.
I don't, for real. You making me
put a big real, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit.
Stop. You making me blush too hard.
You blushing. What you make you blushing, Glow?
Oh.
Nah, but okay. Real, like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, you ever been to New York or not? Hold on, it's getting hot in here.
Oh. I like how you did that. You need to stop.
I know.
Reacted to the song on stream and said how bad it was.
Now hop one time.
No. Come on, Glow. No! I love Glow, bro. I love Glow, but no.
And despite them being friends, Glorilla ended up blocking Kai on Instagram.
Glow, there's no way, Glow. Bro, there's no way. Bro, after that reaction, I noticed I haven't been seeing her. Bro, there's no way people are getting this mad, bro.
Which led to a back and forth interaction between the two.
Right beside us to watch the live.
Don't come on my live ask me about nobody that I done blocked. Fuck you talking about? They blocked and they gonna stay there. You made your bed, you gotta lay there. They say I'm blocked. They must record that right there. I don't get no fuck. He know why he blocked.
Hold on, Glorilla.
Oh shit,
You laid your bed, you better stay there. You better stay there. You laid your bed, you better stay there. You had.
Nigga ain't seen me on the street sewing behind the sales German. Now one of them.
Ain't that kitey?
Behind bars ain't saving you.
You talking about, boy?
Walk them down in the cell.
Oh, my kids are dumb.
I let it find out what jail you is in.
Come on now. Come on now. Place your order.
Place your order. What kind of poker you want?
Talking about, I was gonna die about this shit for free. Imagine what I do for that money.
That money on that.
And due to the fact that Kai has a very impressionable audience, Kai's fans and the majority of people sided with Kai and essentially turned their back on Glorilla. And while eventually Glo did say that it was a joke and that she tends to take criticism very well, as this was said on the Club Shay Shay podcast.
Casanat said some things, you even blocked them. Did you unblock them?
Yeah, that was a whole joke.
That was a joke.
That wasn't serious.
Okay.
People don't understand that I play too much, and I don't understand that people don't know me and don't know that I play too much.
God, they don't know you, Glo.
Exactly, and I had to realize that because all my people, they didn't even call me once they saw me trolling. They didn't even call me like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" They know I play like this.
Right.
I just play too much. The thing with me is criticism. I like it. Like all my friends know when I talk to them, I'm the most blunt person they'll ever meet. Like, I'm so honest, and so I be telling them, I want y'all to be dead honest with me. Like, don't tell me everything good. I'm gonna feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, don't lie to me. Like, tell me criticism because when I go out in the public, they gonna say it anyway.
Right.
So
a lot of people just genuinely tune out of her music until just earlier this year when she released many banger songs, such as Yeah Glow, Finesse with Bossman D-Lo, Wanna Be with Megan Thee Stallion, and later Cardi B, and now more recently TGIF. And just a couple months ago, just released Everything. I know that was terrible pronunciation, but I'm not from Memphis, I'm from New York, so. But she released that mixtape with critical acclaim. And while some people might bring up stuff such as the recent DUI arrest that she had, this really didn't stop her momentum. And now people that were hating on Glorilla in the past year are now also the same people that are coming back to her. And obviously I'm not saying that every single person is like that, as I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people like myself that like Glo from the very jump, and it's going to be people that still hate Glo since the beginning too. But I feel like this goes to show how fickle an audience can be. And to me, while she didn't fall off musically just because of the rise of Sexy Red and other artists, people would think she's old just because they don't hear her compared to other people. And listen, every single year has a different artist on the rise. In 2019, we had Megan Thee Stallion. In 2020, there was Doja Cat. In 2021, there was Saweetie. In 2022, it was Glorilla. In 2023, it was Sexy Red, with songs such as Pound Town, Ski Yee, Rich Baby Daddy, and now Get It Sexy and You My Everything. And by the way, that song is trash, I don't care. And now in 2024, people are starting to realize how talented and good Flo Milli is. She's starting to get more mainstream. But I bring that up because in this modern social media world that drives off of instant gratification, competition, low attention span, and following trends, you would tend to see people that view celebrities, which are people just like us by the way, as disposable. And regardless of whether or not you're in the entertainment industry or not, it goes without saying that everybody has their own peak, their own rise, their own downfall, and of course their good and bad days. So while for some people it may seem as a comeback, it really isn't, as this goes to show how talented Glo is as an artist, regardless of whether or not ours are on there or not. And one thing I hate about the internet is that they always tend to compare two people and want them to be some sort of clash, like with Glo and 60 for example. And because of the fact they both came up in a very similar time, it makes very similar music, there's always going to be comparisons. But people do it in a way that makes it seem that they want to see them compete, even though it's shown that they're friends. And now with Glo getting endorsements from Rihanna, it seems that her peak is reaching sooner rather than later.
7 p.m. Friday, it's 95 degrees, and a nigga ain't got me. Turned up with my niggas, turned up with my bitches.
What am I drinking? I'm too old for this shit.
But yeah, that's it for the video, y'all. Hope you enjoy, and if you do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos, and I'ma catch y'all later. I'm KingKenneth, and I'm out this bitch. Peace out, y'all.
We do not care.
What's really good, YouTube? It's your boy, imKingKenneth, back with another video. And today, we're gonna talk about the decline of music recently and how I believe music has turned to fast food products. And what I mean by fast food is what you think it is. Music was once a burger that was homemade and has high quality taste, to now a McDonald's burger that may taste good for like the first 10 minutes, but then immediately afterwards you feel like and that's because of one reason: social media. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that TikTok is the reason why artists is putting out lackluster music, but it wasn't always like this. And I feel like this only has been a thing for like the past 2 years. Because when you look at Vine, Musical.ly, and TikTok from like 2019 and 2021, music that went viral on TikTok happened by accident, usually due to dance challenges, skit videos, or just music being used in the background.
Couldn't wait till I got out of class, you stare at the clock and shit. Beats on the cops and shit. Like a king up in Cali and shoot like Stojakovic. Run, it ain't no letting blowing up, ain't no stopping it.
But nowadays, people make music for the intention to get viral on TikTok and other social media platforms. And I'm sure a lot of y'all can think of artists that blew up on TikTok, whether it's Ice Spice, Glorilla, Sexy Red, Tommy Richmond, and Boss Mandilo. And some of those artists that I've named don't really have the reputation from the public as substantial artists, as they make music that is rather catchy and for the moment, rather than music that is meant to be played for years to come. And it's not just those artists that I mentioned before that has this issue, as artists like Drake and Kanye West, who are two rap legends in the game right now, are now known to drop either trash or mid-music, as Vultures 2 just came out a week ago at the time of this recording, and many people, including myself, have said that the album is trash, and it's the worst album that Kanye has ever put out. But considering the allegations that are coming out surrounding him, you could make the excuse for it. Kanye hasn't been the same for a minute now, both musically and personally. And as far as Drake goes, even prior to the Kendrick beef, Drake's music has very been hit or miss, with Honestly Enough for Mind and For All the Dogs considered to be two of Drake's worst albums. And Drake knows that as well, as due to the fact that Drake is a known legend in the music industry and is trying to appeal to Gen Z people, he just stopped trying hard and began to start appealing to people that's going to listen to his music no matter what. And following the next big trend is what matters to him the most. The point of all this is to say that music will never be the same ever again, and that's due to the internet, due to the fact that social media takes over everybody's lives in some sort of fashion, and how TikTok and short form content has up people's attention spans. Not only has music felt more as a product rather than a passion project, but because of that, in case you haven't noticed, most songs are 2 to 3 minutes now, whereas not even 10 years ago, most albums would be 45 to 75 minutes. And they would be conceptual albums, meaning that the album has some sort of message within its songs and the album itself. Whereas most albums nowadays are just a collection of singles that are meant to go viral that you can shuffle through on Apple Music or Spotify. Whether it's the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, even the 2010s, most people will listen to this album in order. And of course, due to the fact that people chase trends rather than passion, we live in a society that rewards mediocrity rather than talent. Whereas back then, it would be the complete opposite.
People don't make albums anymore. They don't make albums. They just try to sell a bunch of little quick singles and they burn out and they put out a new one. People don't even listen to a body of work anymore. There was no internet, people taking pictures of you for exploiting your personal life as entertainment. Click on the computer, you see all these pictures and all you think of is the picture that you see. I think when Nina Simone put out music, you loved her voice. You didn't get brainwashed by her day-to-day life. You know, all the things that really, it's not your business. It shouldn't influence the way you listen to the voice and the art, but it does.
A lot of rappers, singers, and entertainers nowadays are more so content creators rather than artists. And what I mean from that is that rappers care more so about their public image on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, and other social media platforms rather than the music they may put out. And some people might just enjoy the lifestyle that comes with music rather than making the music itself. And listen, I'm not the type to bring in album sales to an argument, because honestly, I think that whole debate is silly, because yes, it does matter to an extent, but a lot of people, especially on social media like Twitter, will bring up that standpoint like it's the only thing that matters, rather than the quality of the product. For example, Gunna sold 91k albums first week, whereas Kanye sold 148k albums first week. And guess what? I like One of One way more than Vultures 1, bro. But I bring that up because it should be to no one's surprise that Y2K sold 28k albums first week, because Ice Spice isn't really an artist that you can expect much from. And honestly, and this isn't really a diss towards Ice Spice because I find her music okay, I wouldn't really listen to her music on my own time, but if someone plays that shit in the V, I might actually bump it. And plus, I like to see fellow New Yorkers win, but oh my god, bro, Y2K is so garbage. And I don't know what poof fetish Ice Spice got recently, but it's not it at all. And I know the meaning behind it, but like I said, it's not it.
Ice Spice dropped a new song. Let's listen, why not?
I just did a fart and a poop at the same time. I call that a foop. My ass is so big. All I do is shit. My poop is so smelly. It's looking like jelly. I just wanna fart. I'm breaking their hearts. I just wanna doo-doo. I just wanna poo-poo. Every day go to the toilet and shit. Every day go to the bathroom and poop. I'm taking a dump as I record this. I got your man, I'm on his wish list. Fuck you, Madeline. My doodle smells bad. Ew. But I'm a bad bitch. Yeah. My poopy smells bad. Damn, I got a shit. That feels good.
But overall, do I think music is dying? Hell no. And if that wasn't the case, then this video will contradict every video where I said hip-hop music and music in general isn't dying. But I made this video to say that artists care more about clout and money rather than the product that they're putting out. And I noticed a lot of things that goes behind the scenes with the music industry, but those problems have been a thing for little decades. And social media has not only affected music, like I said previously, it has affected everybody's life for better or for worse. The way people think, understand, and move around is due to the rise of technology. But I feel like if there could be a balance with following trends and putting out good music, then social media and music wouldn't be vapid. But yeah, that's it for the video, y'all. Hope y'all enjoy, and if you do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos, and I'ma catch y'all later. I'm imKingKenneth, and I'm out this bitch. Peace out, y'all. Bah!
Oh, brother, this guy stinks! Shut up!
What's the word, YouTube? It's your boy, imKingKenneth, back from another video. And today, we're gonna talk about Young Miami. Because unless you've been living under a rock, Young Miami has been through a lot right now, and it's only for the worse. So in this video, I'm just gonna go over the recent developments of Young Miami's career and how it could affect her in the long run, and why I also think that these things aren't surprising. Alright, so for the people that don't know who Young Miami is, Young Miami was one half of the rap duo called the City Girls, and the other half is JT. And the best way I could describe their music is raunchy street music. Basically, they walk so Sexy Red and Ice Spice could run. Now, the reason as to why Young Miami is very controversial is because of what she's saying online to other people. Because just recently, Joe Budden got a golden plaque for Pump It Up, which by the way is 21 years late because it's a banger.
Look at me! Oh my god!
But anyways, Young Miami came out with a tweet that pretty much made fun of Joe Budden. Because in case y'all didn't know, Young Miami and Joe Budden have been beefing for years. And listen, I know a lot of people in the rap community don't like Joe Budden. And for me personally, there's a lot of things that he says and does that I don't mess with. But I do respect him for how outspoken he is and how he's willing to make no favorites and call it how it is. But anyways, Joe Budden got knows of this and started to go back and forth with her, to where Joe Budden actually responded to her on his podcast.
If Complex were to do a list of where all the female rappers rate, Carisha, you would be last on the list. And to the people that are lost, I'm saying this because Carisha put the laughing emojis over LL handing me my Pump It Up gold plaque. Carisha, not only may you be dropped from your label right now, but you are not allowed to put music out. There's nothing happening. I want to remind you that today I hear Pump It Up more than I hear you. Self-admittedly, the only talent that you have possessed in recent years is providing emotion, yet you're at a standstill. I view you as a science project. You sat there with Saucy Santana, who even raps better than your ass, and gave JT your ass to kiss. You said, I'm dating a billionaire now, f that city girl, I'm off of it, we not making no money, I'm donezo here. You also told homegirl that because her carpet was up, she was broke. And now when you start with me, you want to say protect black women. You are the worst female rapper out there currently, and you don't write your own. These are science projects put together by people and companies with the best of the best surrounding them for them to get further. But as a standalone, nothing's ever happened. When JT went to jail, you kicked that. Yo, I gotta wait for it. The wait for it looks different now. Nothing was popping.
And that brings me up to my next point. Because before the clip even came out, Young Miami said to protect black women. And to me, and a lot of people, this comes off more as playing the victim rather than sympathy. Because she's saying protect black women in a problem she started. And because of that, this tweet might actually diminish the support of black women that actually need protecting. Because every day you hear black women getting abused or murdered, or just dealing with misogyny. And I also find it funny how she says this when she was literally having sex with a known abuser. And while there are still legally allegations, there's literally a video that exposes Diddy's crimes. And mind you, Cassie was in a relationship with P. Diddy Kong for 11 years. And the only reason as to why Young Miami isn't in that relationship right now is because of these allegations and how it could affect her brand. Now I bring all of this up to say this. Young Miami was never a rapper. And I know some people might think that I'm just saying this because they think I'm a hater, but that's not the case. But the reason as to why I'm saying this is because Young Miami cares more about the lifestyle that comes with rap rather than the music that she puts out. If you listen to any City Girls song that came out from 2019 to 2021, then you know what I'm talking about. Because a lot of people, including myself, always thought that JT was a better rapper and actually took rap seriously, whereas Young Miami is just the more popular one. Especially since JT was in jail for a good portion of the prime. And don't get it twisted though, City Girls was popping during that time period. because we all had at least one female friend that listened to the music, whether it's albums such as Girl Code or Sitting on Lock. But as times change and new stars start to rise, such as Sexy Red and Ice Spice, their stardom started to dwindle. So as a result, Caresha and JT went on separate paths. As Young Miami, like I said before, started to mess with Diddy and started to make music on her own and become more of an entrepreneur, with Caresha Please being a big example of this. Whereas JT also started to release music on her own and is also known for her relationship with Lil Uzi Vert. So when they did actually came back together and released a new album called Raw, it's not too much of a surprise that the album flopped. And anyone that has been following the channel for at least the past year knows that they that numbers don't mean shit. But in this very case, this kind of goes to show that A, people have moved past them, or B, people didn't know. Because me personally, I didn't know this album came out until like a week later. And I got a game for y'all. Name 5 songs from that album. I'll wait. Because you can't, bro. So because of all of that, they just announced a breakup a couple months ago. And now JT on her own is on a run of a lifetime. As a few months ago, she released OK, and a few months after that, she released the mixtape City Cinderella, which I actually like, by the way. And the project is actually very dope. Whereas Caresha can't even release music due to her label quality control not thinking she's evolving. But yeah, we're in an age of rap where people see rap more as a come up rather than something they're passionate about. And people will support mediocrity as long as it makes them feel good. Aside from Sexy and Ice, like I said earlier, you may or may not hear about the recent Lil Yachty and Caribou situation. And while they were going back and forth, Lil Yachty revealed that he wrote the infamous freestyle verse for Caribou.
With that sack under my arm, stacking up a must.
Walker that sack under my arm, cause stacking up a must.
I was selling lemonade while y'all with double dutch.
I was selling lemonade while y'all with double dutch.
It's Caribou, I'm not the two, you gotta know I'm up.
It's Caribou, I'm not the two, you gotta know I'm up.
Now, am I necessarily surprised from this? No, because you can tell by the way she raps that she doesn't actually care about rap like that. And she said it herself in interviews that she's only doing rap just to become an actress.
The thing that made me want to start rapping was like, I was both assistant and I was at the studio. No, we was at this little movie thing. Like, he had to go do voiceovers for a movie he was in. And I'm like, this nigga been in hella movies because he a rapping ass nigga. Like, I'm finna be, like, I want to be a rapper.
Yeah.
And that's literally when I started being like, I want to be a rapper. Ever since that day. I don't know. That's when I really was like, nah, I want to be a rapper.
That's hard.
Because I was like, it can help me get to be an actress.
Mm-hmm. And do everything else that you just got on your list that you want to do.
Facts. And it's still fun. Like, I'm vibing.
And I'm not necessarily mad at that because at the end of the day, we all do jobs for money, whether it's your passion or not. But damn, we could have made it less obvious. People still listen to the music no matter what. And that's not necessarily a fault to them, but it's more so a fault of us as a society. But overall, I don't think Caresha will ever change her ways. Because as long as she's getting money, she doesn't really care about anything else. And as long as her fan base keep listening to her, I don't think she will ever fall off in the rap game. But yeah, Joe Budden actually got a point. Because if you just watch Too Fast, Too Furious, or You Got Served, then you will realize how big Pump It Up is. And there's a reason as to why LL Cool J defended him.
I mean, what can you say? Some people never go. You have artists that don't go diamond till posthumously. I'm happy for Joe.
But yeah, that's it for the video, y'all. Hope you enjoy. And if you do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos, and I'ma catch y'all later. I'm imKingKenneth, and I'm out this bitch. Peace out, y'all. Bah! What's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy imKingKenneth, back from another video. And today, we're gonna talk about black social media blogs. Because I'ma say it off rip, I hate them for various and good reasons. Whether it's the Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, or Spiritual Word, as they all promote negativity just for their own gain. Oh, and by the way, for the majority of this video, I'm mainly going to be referencing the Shade Room, but this also pretty much applies to any other platform. I'm pretty sure everybody and their moms know who Cardi B is. And if you do, then you would know that Cardi B literally beefs with everybody. But in this case, for some, it could be justifiable. As a couple of years back, Cardi B and the Shade Room got into a beef online about them posting her daughter culture. And while for some that may mean nothing, for Cardi, due to the fact that it made me post negative content and blocked her from commenting on her page, Cardi B was very upset and they argued for hours. And some people might think that this is a case where Cardi B is pretty much being Cardi B again. There has been a bunch of celebrities over the years that also hate the Shade Room. Mariah the Scientist, who is an R&B singer and also the girlfriend of Young Thug, called out the Shade Room for only using her for negative headlines and never for positive ones. But in regard to the actual post itself, It's pretty much engagement farming and rage bait of tabloid media. Because in case y'all didn't notice, the Shade Room and all these blogs intentionally put certain posts out there just for likes and views. Not necessarily because it's breaking news. For example, over a month ago, Big Sean and Charlamagne the God did an interview together where Big Sean pretty much talks about his new album, him being a father, and also his relationship with Jhené Aiko, and whether or not he wants to get married or not. And people in these comment sections are pretty much saying that, oh, niggas ain't shit, Jhené should leave him, he's wasting her time, etc, etc. And I said this before in a previous video, but just because they're in a long-term relationship doesn't mean that they have to get married right away. Because marriage is very complicated than most people realize. And social media glorifies the reception and ceremony rather than the actual concept of marriage. And it's not also for entertainment news, it's also for political news. And listen, regardless of what your political stance is, or how you feel about the rainbow community, you have to agree that this is weird. Because in case you didn't notice, whenever you see Dwayne Wayne or Gabrielle Union on the Shade Room, it's usually because they're supporting their now daughter, Zaya Wade. And since the Shade Room clearly knows what they're doing, they know that the comments would go ballistic on them. And when it comes to politics, it's not much better. Because whenever they post something related to politics, they don't give out all the information about that certain situation. And due to the fact that most people only read headlines and captions, they would spread the disinformation like wildfire. Because in case y'all didn't know, a lot of people in this country can't read for shit. And if they do read, they only skim through stuff. So keep that in mind in case y'all get in an argument with somebody online. But going back to entertainment, they are very aware of what happens in the comment sections. Because whenever they post Halle Bailey on their timeline, due to the fact that a lot of people hate Halle Bailey for some reason, whenever they post her, there's always something better in the comments. And I did a video on that too, so y'all should watch it after the video ends. Same with Megan. Because if there's two fan bases that hate Megan, it would A, be the Barbs, or B, be the Umbrellas. And this comment section proves it. But I'm sure y'all heard about the recent Ice Spice and Clear Choppa situation. But ever since that beef, Clear Choppa has been posted a bunch of times. And mind you, they never post her. And if they do, it's a very rare occurrence. And rightfully so, the comment section actually called them out. And one last thing, the Shade Room is secretly the feds. What I mean from that is they go through lengths to find out who a celebrity could be linked up with. They go through people's stories and posts and try to put them all together like Blue's Clues or some shit. And I know they're celebrities and that kind of comes to the territory, but at the same time this is weird. And I feel like celebrities should put out a story whenever they want to. But Kenneth, they don't just post negative stuff, they also post positive content. Yeah, barely. Because they do these morning prayers to set the day off and also share these charity events. And while you could argue that they're so meaningful, the attention isn't there. And like I said before, Hollywood Unlocked pretty much does the same thing. Same with Spiritual Word, which is pretty much a Christian version of the Shade Room, which is already Christian by the way. Same with the Neighborhood Talk, the Jasmine Brand, YBF, Academics, or even No Jumper, even though it's mainly hip hop news. I'm not just saying this because I'm hitting on something, but I just want to spread a message. With all I said in this video, I'm not saying that you can or cannot consume this content, but you gotta be very wary of what you consume. Not just the blogs, but also stuff like Zeus and Baddies. With all just said, it's all low vibrational material, and if you consume that content fairly often, you would become low vibrational yourself. And if you do choose to consume the content, at least fact check. And listen, I'm not saying that I'm the smartest person in the room, but every time I go in these comment sections, the more I realize that a lot of people in this world lack common sense, and their brains might actually be cooked. And since there is 30 million people that follow the Shade Room, it affects more people than you will realize. Not everybody, but a good amount. Because goddamn, y'all make me feel like Jimmy Neutron. But due to the fact we live in the age of media, where people care more about the entertainment value of something rather than the actual fact, and things come and go very quickly, a lot of people, to say the very least, is gullible to their phones. Like I said, do what you want, it's your life. But just be aware of what you consume, mentally, physically, etc. But yeah, that's it for the video, y'all. Hope you enjoy, and if you do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos, and I'ma catch y'all later. I'm King Kenneth, and I'm out this bitch. Peace out, y'all. Bah!
Get this bum out of here, will you? Just get this bum out of here already, huh?
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
What's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy, I'm King Kenneth, back from another video, and today, we're gonna talk about Tyla. Because if you're unaware, Tyla has been receiving a lot of hate right now. And in this video, I'm gonna go over all the controversies surrounding her name, and why I personally believe it's all BS. Now to start right off the bat, Tyla is not an industry plant. In fact, when I was doing research for this video and reacted to a different video on my live channel, one of my college friends sent me a DM explaining Tyla's come up, saying that Tyla had a machine behind her since 2019, and with that person that he knows of was on her marketing team. And by the way, shout out Perry for letting me use his DMs. Make sure y'all go follow him after the video ends. But in general too, people use the word industry plan very loosely. If she was someone like Sexy Red or Ice Spice, then that would make sense because of their perceived lack of talent. Or even CJ, if you remember him, having industry connections. But that's simply not the case. And I think this comes more as jealousy about her being a foreigner rather than an actual point of concern, which I will get to in a bit. Now, moving past that, there was a concern earlier this year about Tyla and Kai Cenat. In case you aren't aware, Tyla came on Kai's live stream to promote her new album, Tyla, and this infamous moment happened.
Tyla, would you like to go on a date with me?
Are you asking for real?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
What you mean? Why not?
Don't do that.
I'm serious. Whenever you get some free time, would you like to go on a date with me?
You can't do that. On a whole live thing.
Why not? It's true or dare.
Yeah. But we friends though.
You right.
Yeah, we friends.
You're right. Alright, next one. Go ahead. Grab your next one.
Okay, let's do the next one. Okay.
And of course this ended up becoming a meme, even to this day it is, but it has been dragged on to the point where people started to personally attack Tyla. And when she tried to go on the Breakfast Club, Charlamagne the God asked her about Kai and the incident.
Did you see Kevin Hart give Kai Cenat a framed picture of your saying, what was it?
That's
we
a quote
friends
by
though?
you, but we friends though.
Yeah, guys, the thing stretched.
You heard this hard, and I seen you was just joking. You were just trying to be innocent, but it just went everywhere.
She was so sweet about it still, though, you know. But we're friends, though.
Yeah, don't put me on the spot, guys. I will embarrass. I'm sorry.
We seen.
Like, I'm sorry.
No.
Don't put me on the spot.
Do you and Kai joke about that?
I mean, we don't really talk about it.
But she wouldn't answer it because her PR manager said no.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Can we not? Por favor.
Oh, I like that. We keeping that in the interview too.
Shut up, man.
I like when they talk from the back and say we can't. I like that. I like that. That's good. That's even better.
And me personally, I think with more media training, Tyla could have given him a non-answer or just didn't answer at all. But I'm not going to entirely blame her or not because she still knew the fame. And Charlamagne as a journalist should ask the hard questions, regardless of how you feel about him. Now, if you fast forward just the last month, Tyla put out this tweet to promote her newest video. And everybody online was saying that Tyla was milking Kai for clout, just off of one tweet. And mind you, Tyla never tweeted about Kai before or after this. And what's the most ironic part about this was that Kai milked Tyla for views multiple times, and no one says anything about that. And what I say to that is that we all milk each other. Because when you have a connection, you have to use that to your advantage in order to go further. Collabs, regardless of your career, it's what's needed to survive. And that's even more crucial in entertainment. Now around that same time, Tyla won a VMA award for Best Afrobeats. And Halle Bailey, who I did a video on by the way, and Lil Nas X presented that award. And due to Tyla's very skinny build, she wasn't able to hold the trophy, so she asked Lil Nas X.
I'm not strong enough. Use this. Yes, thank you. I'm sorry.
And what seemed to be a very harmless moment ended up being some f***ery. People online were trying to drag her for this, calling her entitled, and it came to a point where Tyla and Halle came out with their own statements on Twitter. And that's actually a perfect segue into my next point. In that very same award show, Tyla came out to say that not every African artist makes Afrobeat music.
Because I know there's a tendency to group all African artists under Afrobeat. It's a thing, and even though Afrobeat has run things and has opened so many doors for us, African music is so diverse. It's more than just Afrobeats. I come from South Africa. I'm a piano. I represent my culture, and I just want to shout out all the Afrobeats artists in this category with me. Shout out Thames, Ira Star, shout out Loj, shout out Rema, Wizkid, Burna Boy, all of us. And yeah, I love you guys. Africa to the world, stream my album, Tyla.
In fact, Tyla's genre of music is called amapiano. So she's basically calling out award shows that lump every African into a category. And that's not just an African problem. Because I remember 2 years ago, the Grammys had an award for Best Reggae Album, and Spice was one of the nominees. And mind you, she's a dancehall artist. And take a good guess at who won that. I'm waiting. If you said Spice, you're incorrect. Because it was actually a group named Soulja, who I haven't heard a day in my life, by the way. And even when you look at black culture in America, it's not much different either. Because damn near every black musician is either an R&B singer or a rapper. Obviously not all, but a good majority. And even when someone steps out of the box, they be seen as weird. Because even though Mariah the Scientist and SZA makes R&B music, they make other genres of music too. But due to the fact they're black female singers, they would be automatically listed as R&B artists. That's why I appreciate people like Beyonce and Shabusi that step out of the box and make country music. Because why is we as black people only known for those two genres? Despite the fact that we made many genres in the past, which now ironically is controlled by white people. And before I go into my very last point in this video, going back to the Grammys, Jamaica isn't only known for dancehall and reggae music. Same applies for the Caribbean too. There is reggae fusion, soca, calypso, compa, and that's not even scratching the surface. And another thing too, not every Caribbean accent is Jamaican. There's Trinidadian, Bajan, Grenadian, etc. And if you clearly listen to them, there's a big difference, as every single Caribbean country has their own culture to it. And my final point as to why Tyla is hated so much is due to her racial background. Because in case y'all didn't know, Tyla is from South Africa. And American people keep trying to say, oh, she's trying to get the American fan base. She's not really black, she has light skin privilege. And that's all due to the fact that she identifies as colored. And in her case, that means she's Mauritian, Indian, Zulu, and Irish. She even had to came out with a statement that confirmed her blackness. And by the way, I hope y'all know that Africa is a continent, not a country. And each African country has their own culture. Africa is huge. And if you don't believe me, check out this picture. And there isn't just black people in Africa. In South Africa, where she's from, in fact, there's a lot of white people there. Because believe it or not, Elon Musk and Charlize Theron are from South Africa. And that's obviously not exclusive to Africans. When you look at Jamaica, it's no different. There isn't just black people there. There's also Asian Jamaican people and white Jamaican people. In fact, when you look at the most famous people that came out of Jamaica, Bob Marley, Sean Paul, Shamsia, they either had an Asian or white parent. I think it's because a lot of people in this country don't know the difference between race, ethnicity, and nationality. That order is just dumb. And even if that was the case, why does this matter now? Because it's not unusual at all for artists from other countries come to America to expand their market. There wasn't any backlash like this when Rihanna, Adele, or Shamsia came on the scene in America. But I guess because of the internet, there's some sort of hate train towards her. But before I close out this video, I want to say this. Due to the fact that a lot of people from different countries come to America to find work and chase their American dream, American people from the outside sees them as a threat. When in reality, immigrants just want to escape. And obviously I'm not saying that foreigners shouldn't abide by the rules, but that's very important to consider. But if people from this country have that entitled mentality, then no foreigner will move here. And I'm saying this because if my family didn't move from Jamaica to America, then I literally wouldn't be alive to make this video right now. And what makes America very unique is the different cultures. Because listen, I'm from the biggest and best city in America, New York City. And the amount of people I met that are from different races, ethnicities, and nationalities is crazy. But overall though, honestly, this is mainly internet stuff. These statements are from keyboard warriors with think pieces that scream main character syndrome. And don't believe these TikTok pages and blogs that spread misinformation and only care about money. Because your thinking is going to be flawed because of that. Just don't take social media too seriously. Because honestly, when I'm not doing content, I don't either. Now, am I saying to stop hating on Tyla? No, but at least has to be a justifiable reason as to why you want to hate them. And I know that she's a celebrity, so she's always going to get criticism, but just keep that in mind. Same thing with me. I know I'm going to get criticism, whether you're fully watching a video, watch part of the video, or sped up the video. But yeah, that's it for the video, y'all. Hope y'all enjoy. And if you do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos, and I'ma catch y'all later. I'm imKingKenneth, and I'm out this bitch. Peace out, y'all. Bye!
And I started thinking to myself, man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
Jungle Boy, I'm sorry, your entire family isn't dead, and they had to witness everybody in your family except for your mom, Jungle Boy.
What's good YouTube? It's your boy imKingKenneth, back with another video, and today we're going to talk about baby mamas. More specifically, black celebrities. Because quite frankly, y'all been dragging it. Because in case y'all aren't aware, a lot of them have been dragged on the internet. Whether it's Sky Jackson, Keke Palmer, Halle Bailey, Flo Milli, Callie, and Kenzo B among the others. And quite frankly, a lot of these reasons are very stupid. So let's not waste any more time and head straight to the video. One of the main reasons as to why people hate celebrities being baby mamas is due to the fact they're creating single parent homes and the fact that the baby daddies are considered bums. And let me immediately refute that statement. Because most of the people they have kids with, not even the celebrities that I named, aren't bums at all. In fact, most of them have money. For one, DDG is a successful content creator already. And I'm not gonna go too in depth into that because I already made a video about both of them specifically. So if you haven't watched that video, watch it after the video ends. Kylie's boyfriend is Justin Ross, who if you didn't know is a wide receiver for the Chiefs. Flo Milli and her boyfriend are confirmed to still be in a relationship. And Kenzo B's baby father is Kyle Rich, who if you didn't know is one of the most popular rappers out of New York right now, from the group 4-1. Keke Palmer is Sky Jackson though. Yeah, it's bad for business. If you know, you know. If you don't know, look it up. But all jokes aside though, another reason as to why people hate celebrities being baby mamas is due to the fact they could ruin their career with this and also send a bad message to the general public. That of course you don't need to be married to have kids. But that's simply not the case. I already mentioned this in another similar video of mine where I discussed NBA players and their baby mamas, but having a premarital baby doesn't ruin their career. Because at the end of the day, people will enjoy their art no matter what. Even though they are public figures, when are people going to realize that celebrities are just regular people like us? So they shouldn't be held to a very high standard just because of their art form and image, which a lot of y'all made for them. Sky Jackson, Keke Palmer, and Halle Bailey aren't the teen stars they grew up watching anymore. They're grown women. And just because they look innocent doesn't mean they aren't. No one should be surprised that people are doing these things in the bedroom, celebrity or not. And like I said before, not everybody's a virgin and not everybody looks like they get poom poom. So the broken home narrative, while it makes sense, let's be honest bro, it's 2024, not 1924. Regardless of whether or not you're religious, everybody makes those macaroni sounds. And a lot of us are byproducts of it, including myself and possibly you watching this video. And that's obviously not to say that people aren't celibate, but that's clearly not everybody. And even if they are single, since they are in a different tax bracket, they could make stuff work that we couldn't. Whether it's child support, spousal support, resources, among many other things that we couldn't afford. Plus, who knows if they actually are trying. Because we all know, some people stay in relationships just for the kid. Now before I go any further, let me cook. Y'all heard of Cooking with Kaya? Now let me welcome you to Cooking with Kenneth. Cooking with Kenneth. Nah, I'm sorry. I'm going to mention something that a lot of people don't mention at all. At least in YouTube videos. A lot of people online are criticizing the fact that celebrities are having premarital babies. But let's just keep it a buck. Most, if not all of us, have friends and family, acquaintances, classmates, co-workers, or maybe even yourself have premarital babies. And while it is somewhat different to a set tax bracket, you don't hear the same amount of backlash within us regular folk than what people do with these celebrities. Not to mention, not to make this a race issue, you don't hear this when white people do the same thing. In fact, they go about their day. Prior to the allegations, Bad Baby received little to no hate for having a kid prior to marriage. But despite what people say, people still support them. Compared to like 20 years ago when Brandy had a kid, her career was never the same after that, due to how society was at the time. But now, even with all this hate, you can still have a very big platform. But yeah, I just find it weird because for one, doing the deed is a natural part of life. Unless you're a little 5-year-old, then I hope you're on watch this video if that's the case. But we all know the birds and bees of relationships and how sex is literally needed in order for the population to keep growing. And that doesn't go for just us humans, that goes for animals too. But I also find it funny, it's not the same people that would criticize them for having kids are literally the same people that follow and make rapper baby mamas famous. And also watch and listen to ratchet content. So more of the story, don't analyze these folks because y'all don't know them. Y'all think y'all know them, but you don't. Same thing with me. You think you know me, but you don't. And when you do end up analyzing these folks, 9 times out of 10, you will end up disappointed. That's why they always say, never meet your heroes. But yeah, that's it for the video, y'all. Hope y'all enjoy. And if you do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos. And I'ma catch y'all later. We're just close to reaching 500 subs, so I'd really appreciate it if we hit that goal. Also, join my Discord, link in the description. With all that being said though, I'm imKingKenneth, and I'm out this bitch. Peace out, y'all.
What's wrong with you, black women? What's wrong with you? You niggas are crazy!
We? We?
What's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy imKingKenneth back from another video, and today we're going to talk about Doochii because quite frankly she's been talked about for both good and bad reasons. And the bad reasons are the most dumbest things imaginable. Just wait, you see why. So in this video, I'm going to explain exactly who Doochii is, how she blew up and why people like her, and also why people hate her, whether it's her music or something else unrelated to her music. So with that being said, let's not waste any more time and head straight to the video. Now for those that don't know who exactly Doochii is a female rapper from Florida, and right now she's known for her very eccentric music, whether it's her wordplay or flow, or just her overall stage presence, which I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's refreshing to see that, considering the bar for music is lower and lower. Doochii just started to blow up now in the past few months, as her latest mixtape, Alligator Bites Never Heal, received a Grammy for Best Rap Album. And listen, I know people hate the Grammys, including myself, but if I have to give the Grammys credit for something, I would say that they're just now getting the plot, and not act tone deaf to black artists. But from that mixtape, you may or may not hear about the songs The Nile is a River and Nissan Ultima, and a lot of hip-hop fans really enjoyed this mixtape, and in my personal opinion, it's one of the best projects from last year. But of course, it wasn't only sunshine and rainbows, as it took Doochii years to get this moment. She started her career in 2016, yes, 2016, that year. And actually, while she was making music, she actually was a YouTuber, which is funny. And if you somehow don't believe me, just go check her YouTube page right now and go buy her oldest videos. And later on in 2022, she was signed with Capitol Records and Top Dog Entertainment TDE, in which you may or may not be aware that the latter record label helped make the careers of Kendrick Lamar, who went on to leave TDE, Schoolboy Q, J-Rock, and SZA. And I'm sure you can guess by now that helped her career a lot. And right now we're seeing the run of a lifetime with our two very eyes. But of course, as you can guess from the title and thumbnail, with success comes haters, whether it's for justifiable reasons or just pure envy. And spoiler alert, it's not the former. The first thing I want to bring up is something that just happened 2 weeks ago. You see Doochii and her DJ Miss Milan went on Hot Ones Versus, because you all know by now celebrities always go on these press runs either to promote themselves or to promote some sort of project they got going on. You see that nowadays with live streaming, like Will Smith yesterday at the time of this recording did a stream with Blackboy Max. And for those that don't know how Hot One Versus goes, the guests simply ask each other questions and the other guest has to either come up with a correct answer or simply answer the question depending on the circumstance. And if one guest wins, the other guest has to eat a hot wing that gets hotter within each round. But if they get it wrong, they will have to eat the hot wing. Well, one of the questions that was given to them on the show, and it's simply, what is Doochii's biggest red flag? And she said straight men.
What's my biggest dating red flag?
Is it being on the DL?
You're on the right track. I have my answer.
Is it close enough?
You want to guess one more time? What would be a red flag for me?
Bad music taste?
Oh, that is a good one.
Because that's one for me,
That is a good one.
Like,
that's
what
not
do you
what
mean
I
you
put.
don't listen to Michael Jackson? But okay.
Okay. This is a huge red flag for me.
All right. You know what's so crazy? I was going to say men.
I mean, strike one. You're a man.
Yeah.
And you're heterosexual.
Yeah.
And of course, with the internet being the internet, people started a hate train on her, all just because of that one statement. And not gonna lie, when I first heard about the statement, I was caught off guard. But when you actually do research, which is something a lot of people lack nowadays for some reason, or actually just watch the video, then you should know it's a joke. And that she's making that statement because of her ex, as her ex was abusive, a DL, and even trashed her place. And these are statements that I just made up. Doochii said it herself. All you gotta do is listen, not skim, to The Nile is a River. And if you still somehow don't believe me, her own dad defended her and pretty much explained what I just said. Now another thing I want to bring up is the tired industry plant allegations. Because honestly, anybody nowadays with the internet can call someone an industry plant, not even just because they believe it, but just for monetized rage bait. A few months back, I discussed Tyla in a similar situation where she was called an industry plant as well. Well, just like with that, this is just a stupid. Because as I said earlier in the video, Doochii been around for a long time and she paid her dues. And even though her stardom came by very fast and abrupt, due to the fact that Doochii been around for years, a lot of people may or may not heard about her. I personally heard of Doochii's name a few years back, and while they didn't really know her music, I'm pretty sure some of y'all watching this video have probably heard of what it is with her and Kodak Black, either on the radio or TikTok. That's the first time I heard of Doochii, even though I didn't really know her. Now the first time I heard of Doochii by name is when Sleepy Hollow did a freestyle song on Doochii's Anxiety, which by the time it was released, obviously TikTok didn't catch up on it, and the original song didn't get cleared. I also heard of Doochii because of the Ice Spice comment, and later on she did a song with JT called Alter Ego. All of this to say, she's obviously not an industry plant. It would be different if she had no talent or she is an evil baby, notoriety or have some sort of industry connection. A good example of a true industry plan is CJ. That guy got put on because of his uncle, and he really didn't have a career beforehand, and even afterwards, let's be honest. This is probably the first time I heard of him in years. And of course, there will always be people that don't like the music. Like this girl, for example.
Please stop with that song. Somebody's watching me, it's my... that song is causing me anxiety. Please stop it right now. Everyone's using it.
But I just want to remind you that the internet is a vocal minority, whereas the real fans probably don't be in the internet like that at all. And we should all know by now that negativity sells, whether we like it or not. But I just find it ironic that people hate on Doochii when she's actually bringing something new to the game. I feel like people nowadays, whether it's in entertainment or just society, people don't care about the product they're making. Instead, they care about funding an image, having money, clout, or just some sort of unrealistic lifestyle. That's why a lot of social media pages feel the same. The same with music. But with that being said though, people crave authenticity more than ever. That's why people love artists like Doochii, Sabrina Carpenter, Chaperone, Kendrick Lamar, etc. There's a video about this by the way, and it's really good. I hope you check it out. In general, people in this modern internet age only see the numbers on the screen, to the point that people get desensitized. And at certain times, I am guilty of that. But remember, if a certain amount of people were to view your work or like your work, in person you'll go crazy. So try to bring that mindset whenever you post something, whether you're a creator or just a normal person. And at the end, be proud of your work, regardless of how many people like it or view it. But going back to Doochii, overall she's not going anywhere. I don't see her getting canceled again anytime soon, and if she plays her cards right, she'll be here for years to come. And in general, honestly, this whole thing will be let go of a week or two after this drops. But yeah, that's it for the video, y'all. Hope you enjoy, and if you do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos, and I'm gonna catch y'all later. Join my Discord, by the way, link in the description. With all that being said though, I'm KingKenneth, and I'm out this bitch. Peace out, y'all.
Unlike you, I don't waste all these people's time bitching and moaning and bitching and bitching and bitching.